Okay, so yes, yes, Molly went swimming, and yes, so did my phone. Again, I am happy that I got this phone. It's the Moto Z Force, and I will absolutely be a spokesman for their product. My phone was about 3 feet underwater and being swiftly taken down the river. Molly went to jump in the water, and the leash hit my phone out of my hand, and they both went off into the water. I thought it was fried, so I just took my shoes and socks off and walked out there and got it. Came back up, popped the external battery off of it, dried it off with my little handy dandy rag that I always have with me everywhere. Blew out the charger ports. Blew out the charger port on my battery, dried it all off, stuck it back together, turned it on. It works just fine. Come on, girl. When I bought it, I asked them if it was waterproof, and they said that it was splash proof. So whatever that means. I guess 10 seconds under 3 feet of water counts as a splash, but that's cool with me. I blew into all the crevices, make sure all the water was out of it. My legs are nice and cool now. I mentioned duct taping my feet when I first walked up to here, and now that I'm walking again, I am reminded that that's going to be a thing. So, y'all can just hang out for a minute while I'm duct taping my feet. It's a necessary thing. Molly, stop. Molly, stop. Just be still, girl. There you go. The blisters aren't that bad. In fact, they're pretty deep. So I lanced them last night and then powdered my feet to help dry them out. But right across the pad of my foot, there's a hot spot. So I'm going to go ahead and do some preemptive duct taping just to keep it from getting any worse and actually turning into a blister. I use regular duct tape to duct tape my feet, the silver kind. I highly advise, if you ever do this technique, do not use Gorilla duct tape. It sticks very, very, very well and will actually remove your skin when you go to peel it off, unless you use baby oil or something like that and massage it off, and even then it's going to take a layer. This technique absolutely does work. I've never had any problems with doing it except with the Gorilla tape. So to make up for the lack of layers, I just put an extra layer, or the lack of thickness on the Gorilla tape, I just put an extra layer of duct tape. Here, I'll show you what I do. That's it. Just a couple pieces right there. It works on any hot spots. What it does is it puts the friction on the duct tape instead of your foot. You can do it on the back, on your heel, on the sides of your foot. You can take little pieces and put them around your pinky toe or whatever toe might be blistering. It works really well. It not only stops the friction, but it gives your foot time to heal under the duct tape from whatever hot spot or blister might be there. My legs are tight. Like I have to grab it and pull it up on my knee. I don't know what that's caused from, but it wasn't like that before. Another hiking tip that I've learned: when you wash your socks while you're hiking, turn them inside out when they're being washed. Because your feet, or at least your skin off your feet, sloughs off and creates a lot of grossness on the inside of the socks. At home, you know, you just tend to throw them in the washer, whatever orientation they happen to be, but turn them inside out every couple miles. Take your shoes off, dust out any debris that might be in them. You might not even feel it in there, but it might be causing you a hot spot. It's a tick inside my shoe. See it right there? That's a tick. But it looks like I squished it. See, I didn't even know that was in there. He could have just as easily been feeding off of me. Take extra insoles with you. Swap them out. The one on my right foot that came with these shoes is starting to deteriorate a little bit. So I swap over insoles every couple days. Also, you can take a piece of duct tape and put it on the inside of the heel. If you're a person like me who doesn't tie and untie their shoes every time and they just slip them on and off, that part of your shoe will start to deteriorate also. But if you put a piece of duct tape in there, once the duct tape starts to ruin, you can peel that off, put a new piece on it. It keeps the life of the back of the shoe. Yeah, I'm back. I dropped my phone, or actually Molly, in her excitement, jumped in the water, and her leash caught my phone and took it into the water with her. So it took me a minute to take my shoes and socks off and go get what I thought was going to be a fried phone and dry it out and turn it back on. And now I'm just sitting here duct taping my feet. But yeah, it worked just fine. When I bought it, they told me that it was splash resistant, or splash proof, or rain proof. So yeah, I guess sitting at the bottom of a river for about 30 seconds or so is considered splash proof. Come on, Molly, you ready? Let's go. Don't lay down there. You'll get ticks. on. Come on, come on. Time to upgrade. Come on, Molly. Come on. Come on. I don't know why you went under there anyway. This side. Good girl. She's such a good girl. Does she need some water? Does Molly want some water? Does Molly want a drink? No? Well, you were just swimming. Why would you? Yeah, so I don't know. I'll have to check the end of that last video, but it may have shown the water or the phone dropping down into the water. I got a Bluetooth ear thing because whenever people would call me, I couldn't hear them because of all the traffic. Even on speakerphone with the phone, you know, a foot from my face. And now it's great, except I'm that guy that has the Bluetooth thing in his ear all the time, even when he's not on the phone. Thinking about taking my duct tape and making like a little duct tape pocket or something on my flagpole here so that I could just stick it in there. Hi Janice, I love you. We're gonna have to cross again, Molly. Oh no, we're not. Cool. Hey, there's some rafters. You guys want to see some rafters? How do you get that job? How do you get a job to where you are, all you do all day is take people that have more money than they know how to spend down the river every single day over and over again? It was $100 for them to take you up the river 2 miles and have a guide and travel down the river. They said it was about a 45-minute to an hour boat ride. There's a kayak. Come on, Molly. Here comes a kayak. You'll see him go by there if you just watch for just a minute. There he goes. Little kayak guy. This is not a parking spot, lady, or dude, or whoever. Come on. You don't need to sniff it. You don't need to sniff it. Alright, Molly, you ready to cross, girl? We gotta cross. Come on, left side. Good girl. Come on, left side. It's a 35-mile-an-hour zone, people. Hikers and walkers and stuff and whatnot. have to own rafting company. Yeah, I guess so. Well, they probably don't make much money. They all look like they're in their early 20s, but it just seems like they're living the life. You know, at age of 20 or late teens or whatever, going down these rapids every day. And I know it's not a year-long gig, but come on, Molly, get off the road. Good girl. In the grass. Good girl. See, I've got like a 2-foot shoulder right here on this side. Right now I do. If it just maintained a 2-foot shoulder for the whole distance of the whole thing, I'd be happy. But at some point, the white line drops completely off the road and the gravel is actually painted white. Molly, was it your idea to come to this side? Now we got to go back to the other side. Come on, right side. Right side. Good girl. Good girl. She's such a good girl. Yeah, and owning the rafting company's got to be sweet too. I am on Highway 19, headed west. It's 19 south, 74 west, or vice versa, 74 south, 19 west. Either way, it's the same road. Walking along in the Nantahala, or Nantahala, as they say it up here, at the Nantahala National Forest. Walking along the river here, I think it's the Nantahala River. I might be wrong about that, but it's in the Nantahala Forest, so that's where my logic comes from. There's a large truck coming behind me. I can hear it. So, it looks like sooner than later I'm going to have to switch baby strollers. Obviously, baby strollers aren't meant to carry 100 pounds of gear. Both of my back wheels go like this down the road now, from being on hills and being forced certain